Hi everybody! Oh my goodness! I'm so excited for this video. Okay, hi, how are you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are just finding this video and you don't know who I am, my name is Kelsey and I post videos on YouTube. 90% of the time I make fun of myself, the other 10% of the time I'm kind of serious. Make sure you hit that red button, hit the bell, turn on post notifications so you know when I post, because I typically post twice a week. I think more than 18 videos in December, but anyways. Today is a really crazy video. I sat down and I went through the last decade and wrote down all of these different milestones and important things that happened to me. And I just, I couldn't even believe some of the stuff that I was coming up with and writing, because I was like, oh my god, that feels like forever ago, or that feels like just yesterday. So I wanted to kind of talk about that, and then I also wanted to set some goals for myself. Let's get into this video. I'm just gonna go through, I have a list on my phone. So 10 years ago to the day, I was in 10th grade, because the year that it turned was the grade that I was in. So technically it was 2009-2010 school year, and I was a sophomore in high school. So I was 16. Was I 16? Well, you're 18 senior year, 17 junior year, 16, yeah, you're 16. So if you don't know old school me, basically if you're not one of my friends, you wouldn't know that I did gymnastics for 16 years of my life. It was crazy, it was so fun, and I miss it every single day. I wish my body was still that strong. But yeah, so I was probably in the height of my gymnastics career. I traveled a ton. Every summer we traveled for nationals, and we traveled for regionals, and I went all over the state and competed, and it was so fun. And I was super into it in high school. High school was my prime. High school, middle school, I was in my best shape ever. I was really excelling in gymnastics, and I also played field hockey. And this was the year that I decided I wasn't going to do high school gymnastics. I was always only going to do gymnastics at my gym. So then I ran track. I ran spring track for the first time that year, because I wanted to kind of stay in shape. So then the summer passed, really nothing interesting. And then junior year. So junior year was huge changes. So I got my license in December of that year, and I had my first boyfriend when I was a junior. So this is 2011. Oh my god, so crazy. I'm not gonna talk about him on here, but that was such a time of growth for me, because I'm not saying that I didn't have any friends in high school or middle school, but I didn't have many friends. And then I started to really see who I was and make more friends and branch out and be more social. And so gymnastics really fell to the wayside for me, and I didn't really see it happening until I wasn't going to practice. And my mom was like, I'm paying for this and you're not going, do you want to quit? And I was like, no. Well, yeah, kind of, because I was super wrapped up in my boyfriend. My best friend had a boyfriend, and they were best friends, and we were best friends. So we did everything together, and yeah, I was just super focused on that. So he was a senior and I was a junior, so he was older than me. And so then in the summer, in July, I remember it was the day before the 4th of July, he broke up with me. It was horrible. I was so sad. I just didn't know how to be a girlfriend at that time. So I don't blame him for breaking up with me. He was also going off to college. At the time I was heartbroken, you guys. I was in shambles. I was so sad. And yeah, it was just cold turkey. It was cut off, so it was kind of crazy, because I feel a lot of the times nowadays that's not how it works, because people will text and social media and stuff like that. But social media was just starting to ramp up at that time. 2012 came, started school. I started to have a ton of friends. Our whole grades really started to come together because we were graduating that spring. So I made a ton of friends. All through high school I played field hockey. I played it freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, and then I'll get into college. But played field hockey in the fall my senior year, and it was so good. I was on my shit and I was like playing really well, and I was in the newspaper. It was like so cool. I mean, like, I'm not trying to brag at all. It's freaking high school. It really doesn't matter. Our team was really good. Then I met Andrew because I ran spring and winter track that year. Then I met my friend Jen, not Jen from college, a different Jen, and she was friends with Andrew. So then me, Jen, another girl, and Andrew were all friends. Jen, if you're watching this, I don't even know if Jen watches these, but hi Jen. We were all friends and we would all hang out together all the time, and I was like totally crushing on Andrew. This is so embarrassing. Andrew, I hope that you're not watching this. We finally started like dating, and that was my second real boyfriend. I graduated high school in 2012, class of 2012. And then I went to college. So then I went to college and I tried out for the field hockey team, and I made it at Bridgewater, and we were unbelievable. Went 18-4, amazing year. Like, I should make a video about field hockey because it was so good. So anyways, went to college and I met my 6 best friends, you guys. So I played field hockey and there were 6 of us that made the team as freshmen, and we were all best friends. Me, and you've met all of them, I think. Or, well, I guess there's 7 of us, but Sunny comes later. So it was me, Molly, Jen, Mary, Brittany, and Emily. So the 6 of us were best friends. We did everything together. We even lived together after freshman year. Jen actually moved in with Emily spring of freshman year. They moved in together. Then I went to Mexico for the first time. That was fun, but I also want to talk about how I got the experience of playing for a college team. Like, that is so cool, and that's like such an amazing thing that changed my life. It literally changed my life. If I did not play field hockey in college, I would not be who I am today. It changed me as a person in so many ways. I learned so much about myself. I learned how to balance my life and schedule and work hard in all areas of my life, not just in school. And I had automatic friends, even though they didn't want to be friends with me. It was like so great. So then in 2014, a really big thing that happened was I drove down to North Carolina. I could do a story about this on here. I should do that sometime. But me and Jen Arnold, so Jen, different Jen from the Jen before, this is Jen Arnold, she's on here all the time. She's one of my friends from college. She and I drove down to North Carolina overnight, 14 hours, didn't tell our parents, and we visited our boyfriends who went to school in North Carolina. He wasn't mad at me at the time, but he says now that he was still mad. Whatever. 2015, I rented my first apartment ever, which was actually a house. It wasn't an apartment, but I mean, we rented a house in Bridgewater, and that was like a really good experience, I think, honestly, because I just like really learned a lot about the process and deposits and realtor fees and like all this other random stuff. In 2016, I went to the Dominican Republic on my first spring break, which was really fun. I went with Britt, and we went for 5 days. We stayed at all inclusive, and it was just like so nice because I had never traveled out of the country without them until this point. So that was cool. I passed my last MPhil in 2016 as well. So in order to teach in Massachusetts, you have to take tests, and they're really hard. So that was a really big accomplishment for me because I worked really, really hard to pass those because I'm not a good test taker, and I had to take 3 of the tests. Then I moved home and went to school for a year, still at Bridgewater, but I lived here because all my friends graduated. I wasn't gonna live there anymore. I live so close to Bridgewater, so I can like commute, so I didn't have to like pay for housing and stuff. So in 2016, Andrew and I actually broke up. So we were no longer together. I was single at this time. And Andrew, you know I love you, but it was something that I really needed, and I think that he needed too, and it really just, we grew as people, and we have come so far since that time. And I didn't know if we were gonna get back together at that point. I couldn't, like, when people asked me, I was like, I have no idea. I didn't think so. I was like so focused on myself, like I was laser focused on myself. I had no idea. But yeah, so then we got back together later in like 2018, I think. In 2017, I got super close with Alex. And I had always been friends with Alex. We got closer my senior year of high school because she was a junior at the time. She's actually younger than me. But she became really close with me after she had graduated college and moved back home. Like, we were always good friends throughout college. We were always really good friends, but our relationship got a lot closer. And I went to Florida for the first time, which I had never been to Florida. My parents weren't really like Disney people, so we never went. I also don't really have that much of a desire to go either, but yeah, so I went to Florida for the first time with Brittany, Hannah, Molly, and Emily, and that was fun. 2017 I graduated college, so I did like a victory lap type of deal, and I graduated 2 degrees, one in early childhood education and one in psychology. I got my first real job in the summer of 2017, and it was teaching kindergarten. So I did that for 2 years. I also bought my first real car. Like, I got my job and then like 2 days later I got a car because I was like, I'm done driving the Sequoia. I used to drive a really big car. Probably one of the scariest experiences of my life, but I went in there like guns blazing and I was like, I'm not buying a car unless I get what I want. And the guy was like, okay, you need to chill. Drive a 2017 Toyota RAV4. So during my first job, I met Michaela, who is one of my best friends. I cannot imagine my life without her. I'm so grateful that that job brought us together. If I got anything from that job, I took a lot away from it, but the number one thing that I took away from it is her. Like, I'm so blessed to have her in my life. Oh my god. Okay, so then in 2018 I started my YouTube channel, which has changed my life tremendously. I love YouTube. It is something that has become my entire life. I make videos, I edit videos, I think about new videos, I plan new videos. I love YouTube. It gives me a creative outlet that I never knew that I needed until I started doing this. I love being creative. I think that it is something that I am good at in some ways and not good at in other ways, and I think that YouTube pushes those boundaries and forces me to be more creative and think outside the box and come up with new ideas, and I'm really appreciative for that because I think that you become a better person when you are creative. Yeah, but there's just something so special about being able to like put my personality into this. That's what I appreciate so much about it. Yeah, so I started my YouTube channel. I saw Taylor Swift for the first time ever in concert. It was so fun. Andrew got me the tickets for Christmas. That was like 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. So cool. Oh yes, then I started getting my master's in 2018 fall. And I went to New York City in 2019 for the first time. And that was awesome. Andrew and I went for his work. It was such a good experience. Everything was free because this work paid for it. Then I went to my first wedding with him in North Carolina in the spring of 2019. Then I went to London in the fall of 2019, which was very recently, with Lavisa and Alex. And that was my first time going to Europe, which was so crazy. I cannot believe that I got to go. I feel so fortunate that I had the opportunity. And I had such a good time with them. I would easily go again. And that's it. Like, that's all. That's a lot of stuff that I did in the last 10 years and experience, and all of those things, even though I'm sure that there were other things I couldn't think of, all of these major events have brought me to this moment right now in front of this camera with you guys. And if it were not for all of these things that happened, I literally don't know where I would be. I'm really grateful for where I am in the place that I'm at in my life. I also just wanted to say that obviously every single thing on this list was positive, basically. For the most part, everything on this list was positive, but I don't want to make it sound like the last decade was perfect, because it wasn't. There were a lot of struggles that I went through with losing people. I lost my Nana, I lost 2 uncles, I lost some friends that passed away. Yeah, it wasn't all easy, and I don't want this to come off as me trying to make my life look perfect, because It's not. I try to stay as positive as I can and focus on all of the good things that have happened in my life, because the good things are what make it worth it. You know, you learn from the good and the bad, but I think the bad sometimes can teach you more than the good. But yeah, so now the part that we've all been waiting for. My goals. Travel more. Make sure to subscribe for that. Worry less. I'm a huge worrywart. You guys don't know, but I am like, it's bad. It's not good. So I need to stop worrying, because there are a lot of things in my life that I cannot control, and I just need to like take them as they come and not worry about it happening. Wear more sunscreen. Also, work harder on YouTube. I am proud of the content that I produced up until this point, but I want to produce more content and you know, bring more to this platform. So that is on my list. Work out more. Eat healthier. Drink more than 2 liters of water a day. I usually drink between 1 and 3 and a drop, depending on how busy I am. Live in the moment. Kind of goes with worry less. Be kinder. And just ask, because the worst thing they will say is no. And that's so me too. Like, I'm always afraid to just ask because I'm afraid of rejection, just like everybody else. So I think I'm gonna end off the video here, and I want to just say thank you guys for coming along with me. If you've been here since the beginning or you're new, without you guys I wouldn't be here right now. So just know that you on the other side of this camera are making a difference in my life, whether you know it or not, and I hope that I'm doing the same for you. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.